So I'm from New Orleans. Let's talk about it. Mardi Gras. Why is Mobile's Mardi Gras better than New Orleans?
I don't think better is the right word.
Okay.
I think you're dealing with an apples and oranges type of issue. I mean, New Orleans is like full on crazy, quasi debaucherous.
Yeah.
It goes all out. I feel like Mobile, we walk that line between like family fun and adult fun. Between like the parades, I think anybody can come to a parade and have a great time.
Yeah.
Then you've got your Mardi Gras balls, which are clearly meant for the adults to go to, but there's a clear distinction. I think Mobile Mardi Gras is more approachable from a family point of view
Yeah.
than anything.
Yeah. It's like going to Sam's Club versus the actual club. Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
The right answer was moon pies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I agree with that. I've loved Mobile since I've been over here, and the small town feel in a big city is, yeah, it's cool. 20 years of house blowing.
That's right.
You guys are the LeBron James of Mardi Gras brass bands.
Hey, I don't know about that. There's definitely a really rich brass band community.
Yeah.
But it has been
Yeah.
an amazing 2 decades to really kind of become part of that.
Right. So I'm assuming. Never mind. I'm not even going to say that. Who started the inception of this? Who was the man behind the dream?
I don't know if you want to take it, David. We have an original member here, but it all started December 2006 with my stepbrother, who had played with Patrick across from me.
And that's what I thought.
But that was years before. But basically, my brothers and I were all at different points of a high school and middle school marching band. And Jerry told us, the three of y'all, like, y'all play instruments. Y'all should just make a band.
Yeah.
And our stepmother got involved or helped us get connected.
And that was in high school.
It was.
And sorry.
Middle school for him.
I wasn't really. I think I was in 5th grade at the time, but it was 6 junior and senior friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to add any of that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you're in high school, I feel like you don't have the kind of that thought that, oh my God, what if something goes wrong? Like, the world is your oyster, and when somebody tells you to do something, you're like, okay,
Right.
that's what you've done your whole life, is just do what people tell you to. So when somebody's like, well, we should do a Mardi Gras band, you're like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We didn't know what went into it, but
man.
if somebody tells you where to be and you have your instruments, like, okay, we'll go be a Mardi Gras band.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we were a good Mardi Gras band, but we were a Mardi Gras band. I think there were probably 5 or 6 of us the first parade we ever did.
I'm sure it was tough, like carrying those instruments, when you're that young.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were smaller back then. A lot of our instruments, yeah.
For this, man,
I mean, we borrowed a ton of instruments from the marching band, the
Right.
high school, and just, you make it happen.
Boot camp every day. Huh?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I think that first year we did 2 parades, but again, it was just a small group of high schoolers just kind of going out there and doing it.
Yeah.
Two parades, maybe 2 or 3 songs at the time.
Yeah. And nowadays, how excited are you guys for Mardi Gras season? Even though it's been 20 years, what's that feeling like?
I don't know if y'all want to add anything, but honestly, it's one of the things we look forward to all year. We do a lot more throughout the year now. We have a Christmas event that we look forward to, but this is what we're
Super Bowl.
planning for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Jerry, let me hear.
anticipation starts building around Thanksgiving, really.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like, yeah, because it's like the holiday season. There we go, yeah. Because the holiday season comes up, and, like, you have all these obligations and all these things to do. And, like, me, I got to go to, like, 4 Christmases on Christmas Day. So, like, I'm running the gambit, and the whole time I'm just, like, counting down, like, almost to Mardi Gras. Almost there.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. We definitely look forward to it just about every year.
For sure. And just because I know Miles is in the wrong turns, in your scenario, being in a band outside of the brass band, I guess, how does that feel kind of approaching this season?
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love being in this band.
Yeah.
No, truly, this is my favorite way of playing drums. Dude, it's the best. There's sort of a mixture of different drumming things that I do. David plays drums at his church. You know, I have the other band, Wrong Turns, that I play in. But as soon as January rolls around, especially the past few years playing the 12th night celebration at Braided River Brewery,
Yeah.
it really just starts in January, and then we just keep going from there.
Nice.
But yeah, it's fun. It's honestly, I can't speak for the brass members or the guys playing horns in our band, but for me, David, and our other drummer Graham, it's actually just really relaxing just to play. Like it's already locked in. We don't really have to worry about lip, lasting throughout a parade or something like that. We just let it go. Yeah.
Man, and yeah, I don't want you to have to hold the mic the whole time, but I do have another question that I guess anybody can answer. I suppose everybody's done some type of performance that isn't on the street with an instrument larger than the average human. How does performing in a Mardi Gras setting where you're on the street, you're moving into the crowd, compare with performing at a venue where the crowd moves into you? You know, how does that feel?
Yeah, I'll let Patrick answer in a second. It is definitely a different animal. It being a street band definitely dictates the style and just what energy we bring to the performance, because it is constantly moving, and a lot of times you have maybe 10 or 20 seconds going by a crowd of people, and that's all they'll see you for the rest of the night.
Right.
So you try to bring the energy that people are expecting from a parade and just kind of like the excitement for celebrating Mardi Gras for everyone that we can.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it is
yeah,
cool.
and, or like, so on a parade route, there's different like groups of people at different spots, and so you might pass by a bunch of families and stuff at the beginning of a parade, and you can play whatever there. But then you might pass by like a huge group of like young kids or college age kids who are like partying or whatever, and you might turn up the energy there or play something that we think might get them dancing or something.
Hit that cue to each other. Yeah.
Exactly. And then there might be a stretch of the parade route where there's nobody, and we just
play.
kind of take a break
Yeah.
and just tap on the drums a little bit,
Yeah.
or just kind of march it through until we see the crowd and we're like, all right, let's get it back up, and then we get it going again.
Yeah. Play for the ghost of Mardi Gras at that point.
That's right. Well, it is a weird dynamic because, like they only get to see us for like 15 seconds. So we could have just finished a song like a couple hundred yards up the road, and then you get the hecklers like, play something, man. It's like, bro, we just did.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So we do have to keep that in mind as we're going through the route, and we've been playing, but they don't know that we've been playing. So it's a delicate balance to not overwork yourself, but also keep the crowd happy and kind of reading where we're at in the route to what we're going to play, and it's a weird dynamic.
Yeah, I can imagine you feel maybe more pressure to just always be on go in that scenario.
100%, and you really have to balance that because you can't be on go for 2 hours and 2.5, 3 miles, however long the route is. You just can't.
Because it's your lungs.
Sustain. Well, it's a lot of
We-
things,
We, especially getting toward the end of the season, we'll do a parade in the night. We'll get up the next day. We'll play something in the morning, maybe a afternoon show, and then we'll get to a parade again the next night. And by the end of it, it's just over a week of just nonstop, just constant playing.
One example of like how crazy our schedule can be is the Saturday before Joe Kane Day, we have the USS Farragut. We have the when they come in, we play for them. We have to go straight to Moe's Barbecue as soon as we're finished, play a 2-hour gig there, and then that night, what do we have that night?
We're just
MOT parade.
Yeah, and then we have another parade that night. So you're talking like 6 hours of the band having to hold it together and sound good and sound professional. It is extremely demanding, and there's not a lot of preparation that you can do in the off season. No matter how much we practice, no matter how much we prep for
It's
this,
that game day.
Yeah, well, and it's hard to make it through it. I mean, it's very calculated on how we survive these gigs.
Right. When you run like a marathon or like a long race, you have to like consume sodium, and do you guys have people along the way?
Consuming something.
No,
Good answer. Good answer.
I don't know.
a lot of numbing agents.
Yeah, I feel like a witch doctor by the end of it, taking all the different things, putting salve on your face, trying to just keep it together.
That's funny.
Trade
Yeah.
secret: buy some stock in lip balm during Mardi Gras season
Coffee,
because
yes,
we're
for sure.
Anti-inflammatories and lip balm.
Yeah.
To me, the big difference there, like you're talking about the dynamics of a parade versus like a stage performance or something like that. The big thing is, to me, parades sort of set the tone. You're talking about like playing for 6 hours in a day. Like when that's a really long, grueling day for a brass player. But when you're out in the streets and you're playing, you're having a good time, it sets the tone, and it doesn't really feel like you're playing for 6 to 8 hours a day. If you're going up on a stage and you have a 6-hour set, that's insane. Whoever booked that set is probably going to get beat up by the band at the end of that set.
For sure.
But in a brass band setting, you can do that, and you're just having a great time by the end of it, and you wake up the next day and you do the same thing over again.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's the big difference to me, is it's a completely different tone.
Yeah. You know, and we do another thing throughout the year. We have the bass drum pedometer.
No,
How many miles is it?
yeah,
Jonathan?
I can't remember what.
65 miles.
Oh
No, we've
it's been-
crested at 100
It's more.
for the
Yeah.
last
Oh!
couple years.
Yeah, so our bass drum player, honestly, probably the hardest working member of the band, carrying that for all the work that we do. The last few years, he started recording an odometer for all the work we do, and it doesn't include anything like walking across town, getting ready for what we're doing. Only the performances, only the parades. And the last couple years, we've broken 126 just from the first parade to Fat Tuesday.
126
miles.
Marching. Just marching.
Holy
So we're averaging 25 to 30,000 steps a day.
And those aren't light steps, obviously.
No, well, most of the time we're working. A lot of the time it's getting from place to place or a different gig. You know, everything's downtown, so we're not. Most of the time we're not hopping in cars. We're hoofing it wherever we're going. And
When Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon, he was like, one large step for man, but one small step for a brass band.
That was it.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.
Welcome, guys, to the Gulf Coast Music Podcast. Today's new wave, the Blowhouse Brass Band. Again, it's great to have you guys on. How many different parades are you guys doing this Mardi Gras season in your 20th year?
It's definitely north of 20. I don't know if I remember the total count.
I can give you a
What's wrong with y'all?
We can count them off.
Well, why do y'all say, 5? That won't leave a mark. We gotta kill ourselves this year. Why is that the motto?
Well, it's just because we can't say no. No,
Correct.
one, we can't say no. Two, it's extremely important for us to take advantage of the opportunities we have. We are a Mardi Gras brass band, and if we are able to play, we should be there. It's because our off seasons are slow, and this is our time to do what the band's designed to do. So that's why they call us. That's why we're here.
Damn, dude, that's just such a gauntlet, man.
It is. We're so excited. The excitement for it to be over with is just as strong as the excitement for it to happen. Like
Yeah.
about a week and a half in, we're like, you can see the end, but anyway.
Yeah, that 12th parade must just be torturous. You're just like, we're only halfway through.
It's
Yeah, you really forget about it. A lot of times you just kind of get in the flow of the season. You still got a week or so left, but it just kind of becomes life for that part of the year.
Yeah.
And one thing I can say is like between Jonathan and David, and we've got an app that we communicate on. We logistically have this stuff planned out. Everybody knows where they're supposed to be, what they're going to be doing, so you can kind of mentally prepare for it too. Like you know when you're going to have the long days and the hard days, and you kind of just make sure you get a lot of rest and prepare yourself to
Yeah.
get it done.
William,
Yes, Quincy.
I'd love to get your perception on these things. What's your favorite spot along the route?
My favorite spot along the route, if I had to pick a spot, be right near the end. So you go down, you're going down Government for the second time, and you're about to hang this right turn, and you can see what once was the Civic Center, and you're like,
Home stretch.
We're home, baby.
we're done.
Yeah. Ready for some Popeyes.
That's right.
Well, what is the go-to meal after a long Mardi Gras set? King cake?
A tall glass of water and a good night's rest.
Yeah.
Waffle House when they used to let you sit in the lobby.
Just throw the instruments down. Give me some waffles.
And I'll say this: the go-to restaurant before the parades used to be Hardee's. For God, how many years was that?
Boy, they're about to get called out.
Well, I mean, it's not the Hardee's national brand. Just whoever was manager for
Wild take.
but whoever was manager for years, though, we kind of had a unwritten agreement with them. Like they'd let us park there, we'd go in and buy something, and then they'd let us keep our cars there during the parades.
Yeah, we'd be grabbing horns and drums, passing them over the fence.
Yes.
Over the
Yes.
over the fence around the parking lot. We'd sneak through the fence, then walk over to the parade route. And
Parking's not
Yeah.
easy. With our
Parking's not easy.
Especially when you're a group of high schoolers and you're trying to figure a lot of this out. That was one of the weird
Well, can
special
you drop me off at Hardee's?
one of the weird special connections you make. And we're talking about the one on Government, right where the parade rolls by. But it was a cool connection we had for a while.
So let's see. The album, the Some Sort of Mardi Gras band, it's a masterpiece.
But we appreciate it.
Yeah, tell me what inspired you guys to do that, how that process was, how'd y'all come up with that?
Yeah, well, so obviously we've been doing this for a while, and we knew that we wanted to try to reach out outside of Mobile as far as what we're doing, because this is what we love doing, playing music. We had done a few different things in the past, just recorded a few of our other shows and put it on YouTube, and that was just kind of early steps in it. But we had a goal for a while to record actual music and stuff that sounded like us and something we were proud of. But much like the start of the band, it was very, I'll say, cowboy, and a lot of it just figuring it out.
Yeah.
If you ask any sound engineer, it was probably the worst way to do it. And now I'll say the nice stuff. But that was based off a live recording we took at one of our events we play every year now. And there was some editing that went into it and some massaging things to get it ready. But we picked out some of our stronger songs, and a lot of it is a mix of some of our original music and a lot of classic kind of traditional music from Mardi Gras, and then some other covers and things that we play.
Yeah.
But we put together about an hour of music from that.
Whoa. Don't let the dogs out. The City of Mobile Animal Shelter has many loving pets ready for a nice home. Whether you're looking for a dog like Snoop or a cat like Doja, the City of Mobile Animal Shelter is where you can find your next friendly companion. They're located at 855 Owen Street, and you can stop by anytime between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We all need a little bow wow in our lives. Call 251-208-2800 because the City of Mobile Animal Shelter has you covered. That's 251-208-2800. Roof. Music feeds the soul, but food feeds the future. Right here on the Gulf Coast, thousands of families don't know where their next meal is coming from. Feeding the Gulf Coast is changing that tune one meal at a time. Imagine this. For every $1, you can provide up to 5 meals. That's like turning a quiet solo into a full-blown jam session of hope for someone in need. Let's turn the volume up on kindness and down on hunger. Visit feedingthegulfcoast.org to donate today, because together we can make sure no one goes hungry on or off the stage. Feeding the Gulf Coast. because every community deserves an encore. Do you guys factor in the original music as you're performing for the parades?
Yeah, again, a lot of it is just kind of just with the genre of music.
Yeah.
There was a lot of traditional songs that people expect to hear during the Mardi Gras season.
Yeah.
And we do play a lot of music from, I'll say, Rebirth and a lot of the older bands in New Orleans, a lot of stuff that people mix in with the traditional music as well, and just what people expect. So I would say that's a lot of what we play.
Yeah, I guess I was just curious about how it comes to creating music for a season. You know how like people create Christmas music, and every now and then you'll get a song that pops off and becomes a tradition. How do you guys create a traditional song that's also original? You know?
Yeah, I'll say the one that we played for you earlier, one that we wrote called Broad Street. Really, the story behind that is we were getting ready for a parade a handful of years ago now, and I just started playing a bass line that sounded cool. It was a similar progression to a lot of the traditional kind of second line jazz that we already played, and I thought it sounded fun. And then from there, I worked with some other people in the band and worked out other parts to add to that. And a lot of this with the style is not based around lyrics. Is a lot of parading sounding songs, but
Yeah.
just put those pieces
That
together.
instrumental, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Put a lot of those pieces together, and it became what it is today.
It's really become one of our most popular songs. Like we can play a cover here and there, and then we pop that beat out, and you see like everybody start moving in spite of themselves. So it's pretty gratifying to know that like that song impacts people in that way. So bravo, Jonathan. That was good going, man.
It all started with just messing around at parade lineup.
Yeah. Speaking of messing around, you guys told me a story from Tuscaloosa before this. I'll give you guys the option. You can retell that story, or you can tell another funny story. But I got to hear some good stuff from the 20 years.
So many stories.
What comes to mind? What's
There needs
the
to be
first
a
Do you
book
want
written.
legal or illegal stories?
one? Illegal.
On this first.
Illegal. No lawyers will be consulted.
I mean, I don't know. I'll set it up for you if you want, David. But
go, David.
just
Yeah, go
some of
ahead.
the stuff that we've.
Ooh, that wedding story, the one where y'all saw it happening across the street.
No, no.
Oh, no.
At the Pensacola Bay.
Come on.
That's not necessary. What I will say, we'll tell some stories, but
Yeah.
from a general 10,000 foot perspective,
Yeah.
people in this area, I don't know if people outside the Gulf Coast understand just like the whole point of a second line band, but when you're here, people can find any use for a second line band that they can wrap their minds around, even when it's not Mardi Gras at all. I mean, just people are like, oh yeah, well, we're having we've played a celebration of life before.
We have.
Yes.
I mean, we've played all sorts of stuff where it's like, are you sure that you want Mardi Gras music? Absolutely. Mama always said she wanted a second line band at her funeral. Okay. So, we've played that sort of stuff. Obviously, we do weddings and Mardi Gras, but if somebody says, hey, I'll pay you so much money to come up to Tuscaloosa and play at a Bama game, I mean, what do you say? I mean, we've got some Roll Tide people. We got some War Eagle people in the band as well, but
A couple Southern Miss.
a couple of Southern Miss. I mean,
So when you say play at a Bama game,
unofficial.
right?
This was not university sanctioned. I will say that. We went up there, played for these guys. They had a nice, one of those nice kind of bougie apartments in Tuscaloosa, not far from the stadium. Got up there, played for them, had a great time with these folks. They're fantastic. But then they wanted us to take them to the stadium.
The long way.
Yes. So, and I will say, from where they were, the most direct route to Bryant Denny Stadium was straight through a cemetery. And there was at least one person suggesting that we play Mardi Gras music while marching through the cemetery.
Maybe an hour before kickoff.
Yeah.
So it's crowded.
Yes, very crowded. And so somebody, I don't know who had kind of probably the sense to say, maybe we shouldn't go through the cemetery
Right.
blasting music. The first year.
Set a standard.
It might have happened at some point in time later. So we decide to go around. People don't always realize what goes into this. We were talking about lip balm and things that you have to do to keep yourself together earlier.
Right.
Off-season gigs, you're not ready for them like you're ready for Mardi Gras. So things fall apart quicker. Long story short, we get going on this route, and we've got a trooper of a tuba player, Jonathan. And so we go into a song, shout, very traditional kind of party song. And the way we play it, we have kind of an interlude in between where it's just Jonathan. Maybe a little bit of drum tapping, but mostly just Jonathan. And everybody else is kind of having a good time. We start into this interlude with only Jonathan playing, I don't know, a couple 100 yards from the stadium, and keep it going. And keep it going for minimum 5-10 minutes.
Well, I'll say we were trying to save ourselves,
Yes.
because there's a big build-up moment,
Yes.
and we just weren't getting to the
No.
spot where we wanted the big moment fast enough. So we just, telling Jonathan, just hang on.
Yeah, and
We're gonna
and
get-
our hosts are taking their time to get to the stadium. They're loving it. They've paid us. They're getting their money's worth. And meanwhile, Jonathan's
Just
still
let it go.
going. Jonathan's still going. And one of the things when you're playing these horns, your lips are constantly like they're vibrating. And so if by chance you have a split in your lip there's no chance for it to heal.
Yeah.
And you're just going.
You just have to thug it out at that point.
So we finally get to the stadium and we're finally at least closer, and we look over and poor Jonathan's there, blood running down his face onto his. We're wearing this. This is what we're wearing. He's got the white shirt on, blood just coming down. He takes his mouth off the mouthpiece for a second. Just a whole spurt of blood comes out, and he's got like a beard, I think is what you called it earlier,
Yeah,
Patrick.
a
A
blood
blood beard.
Yeah. Hey,
He looked like he had just got out of the ring with like Mike Tyson in his prime.
I wish I could say this was an isolated event. This is an era where I, as an individual, as a musician, I hadn't locked in where I needed to be. And I've since changed mouthpieces that is much more suited for the amount of work we're doing. But I'll say that era was not a great one. Not a great one for a lot of white shirt of their own.
Well, the tuba is notorious for that, because what happens is their whole mouth is in the mouthpiece, and they build up scar tissue around here, and then as you play too much, that scar tissue will start to separate, and that's where all the because trumpet players, trombone players, there's not a lot of blood happening, so. That's really
It's
a
just
tuba
a
thing.
different shape of the.
Well, the mouthpiece is so much bigger. Like we'll show you, but like his mouthpiece is like this big around, which takes his whole face, and they get smaller as the instrument gets smaller. So.
Just the amount of playing too. For most songs, the tuba's playing the entire time, and the other horns will come in and out. But in this specific instance, they let me play it for 5-10 minutes.
Well, like Andrew too. Like Andrew can walk by your tuba and start bleeding. Yeah, he just looks at it, explodes. So.
Gosh, man. Yeah, it's also funny just thinking of him not being able to stop playing, just looking at you guys like.
Party's
Oh,
gotta
we could have
keep going.
stopped.
Oh yeah, we could have played a different song, but we had to hit that good part at the end.
Gotta respect it, man. Gotta respect it.
In Mobile, we don't talk about change, we work for it. At Dexter's Boxing Gym, this is where confidence is built, punch by punch. No gimmicks, no excuses, just real training for real people. This January, we're offering a new membership plan designed to help you stay strong and stay consistent. New year, new me. Mobile's home for boxing, Dexter's.
At Roosters, we are committed to using quality, locally sourced ingredients as often as possible. That's why we partnered with Bayou Core Farms to take their heirloom corn, locally grown in Bon Secours, and use it to create the corn flour for our new always fresh corn tortillas. Our other partner, Tortilleria E&H in Daphne, receives the Bayou Core corn flour and uses it to make the tortillas. The heirloom corn tortillas then get delivered to Roosters, where they are used to make our signature tacos. The end result is freshness and flavor you can't get anywhere else. Roosters, for the love of food.
Lastly, what's the future plans for you guys? How long do you guys plan on continuing to do this? What's the average lifespan of a brass band?
I mean, I think we hit it at the beginning. This really is the time of year that we look forward to. It looks different than it did 10 years ago. It looks different than it did 20 years ago. But over the years, we've changed to what Mardi Gras looks like, changed to what we're doing for Mardi Gras. But until a day comes where we really can't do it, this is what we look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep doing it, and we want to expand. I mean, back real quick back to the album. One of the reasons that we, made the Spotify thing is we want to be, marketable, to do some brass festivals and to get the band in different places. It's not really Mobile, and so. If you ask what are we looking for the future, we want to do more of the same, be the Mardi Gras band, but we would like to see the band, branch out a little bit and take this sort of music to places that aren't familiar with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of places I feel where New Orleans to Mobile, that big brass style of music, people just have no clue that it even exists at all.
You mean in Mississippi?
Well,
I'm just saying.
go 15 miles north and people forget it. I mean, it's not that far.
Right. That's what surprised me about Tuscaloosa wanting to get a brass band up.
Yeah, there's a decent cultural divide. You make it to Central Alabama, and this genre of music becomes totally foreign to a lot of people there. And we've taken the show on the road. I think we've played a handful of weddings for different members of the band. I think the farthest we've gone is Northern Ohio, and talk about a culture shock. You bust out a brass band at the end of your reception, and people have no idea what's going on, but they love it. So this is definitely something that we love doing and love sharing. Yeah. Mardi Gras is definitely our cornerstone of what we do. Yeah. But at the end of the day, this is just something that we all love getting to do, love getting to play music with each other.
Yeah, anything that can expand that reach of the music that we play, of the genre, of this style of life, of music, of way of living, of experiencing. That's the thing that we want to try to be liaisons for and try to go and represent throughout the rest of the state and other places that we play at. We mentioned that this kind of has a sort of a regionalized reach where we're at. We would love to be able to see that grow throughout other parts of Florida. Like you mentioned, Mississippi. We'd love to play Mississippi.
I can see it.
We'll go up further into Birmingham, over into Georgia. Like a lot of these places, Savannah, they just don't have.
I feel like y'all could break into California just out of
I'll tell you,
we've been there a couple times. But not
the real pie in the sky. I can tell you, right? The real pie in the sky, and I can tell you this from getting to see all of our Spotify analytics and everything, and just following other brass bands out in the world, like Youngblood, Your Rebirth, Soul Rebels, and a lot of those that do tour internationally. There is a high demand for brass band music in Europe. So most of our listeners on Spotify are in the U.S., but any other country is usually somewhere in Europe.
Yeah,
and
it's just like, how do you put a trumpet on a saxophone or a trombone on a baggage claim?
It makes travel a little tricky.
Yeah. I'd
be more worried about the tuba.
if the person next to me had a tuba on the plane, tough labor.
It's been done before.
Yeah,
but that's years off. But right now we're here.
Let's go, man. Well, I really appreciate you guys for coming by, and I'm super excited to see you all on the parade route. And happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. Go catch them at Hardee's. We'll see you guys next week.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.